Welcome to the Teaching and Learning English module for teaching English as a foreign language. This module is for teachers and learners alike wishing to know more about teaching and learning in English. In this module, you will learn the basics about how to teach and learn in English. Why would you want to learn in English? What about the theory, teaching, and insights into learning? We'll also have a quick look at grammar, and there are exercises for teachers to deliver to students. So let's move ahead with enhancing your teaching and learning skills. So why do we want to teach English? The reasons are varied. Obviously, we want to meet new people of different cultures, perhaps different ages, people who can share their experiences of the world with us. And in that way, we want to experience culture as well. Teaching English gives us the opportunity to visit other countries while working. And if we enjoy the teaching experience, we'll enhance our own lives and the lives of our students. So in this basic sample module, you will be learning about teaching and learning English, the basics. We'll look at the background of teaching and learning, theories and insights. We'll also take a quick look at grammar, a necessity for teaching English. There are also lists of exercises for teachers. And we're going to leave you with some tips on enhancing teaching and learning skills. So let's get started. Our approach to teaching English will be determined by the student's desires. For example, you may be leading a class of students interested in moving on in academics. They may want to get into an English-speaking college or enhance their own English for courses that they're taking regionally. Teaching English can also be for speakers of other languages. They may just simply want to learn English for either travel or leisure. It could quite possibly be job-related. They may want to travel in order to seek employment, and therefore they want to enhance their English speaking and even reading, listening skills. And there are those learners who just want to learn in order to enjoy the English culture and travel as well. IELTS, or the International English Language System, is a test of proficiency for people who want to study or work abroad in English. There are two types of IELTS test. One is academic, the other is a general. Both of them have similar test sections. Tests for both academic and general are very similar. They both have a listening section and a reading section. It is very important that the test takers are prepared and able to understand and comprehend English in both listening and reading, as they will require long passages and comprehension. The test also includes a writing portion and a speaking portion. The writing portion is the longest portion on the test, and they will be asked to describe something in English in their own words, and it's going to pose a problem or an argument, which means they will have to evaluate what is being said. This is going to require higher order thinking skills. The speaking portion will be with the person delivering the test, and they will need to talk about a particular topic, an abstract issue or an idea. Every teacher should be familiar with standardized testing. However, to be a good teacher, one must know teaching and learning theory, as these are the premises for delivering lessons that are comprehensible and understanding the ways people absorb information. The theory of proximal development helps teachers to pair students up who will assist each other in the learning process. It is best to work with a student just slightly ahead of their current comprehension abilities. Students also learn on multiple intelligences. That is, they could be kinesthetic and they might need to move with their learning process. There may be those who are logical and mathematical, and they may like to use puzzles as a way to evaluate a passage in English. And there are those who are very visual, so they might like to see graphs or pictures to help them describe. It is best that the teacher uses a well-rounded curriculum in multiple intelligences to deliver the lesson. The teacher must also present, activate, motivate, and collect information back from the students. That is, they must hook the students into the activity, and it must be interesting and engaging. By doing this, they will activate their brains because they will be motivated. Collecting the information is all about feedback, and this is very important for the teacher to self-correct, either add or take away lesson components to enhance the learning process. Ensure the lesson makes sense to the students. It must have a link to their current knowledge base or to their experience as a student, and this will bring meaning and keep them engaged throughout the unit. Although there is no standard approach to teaching, do think about using peer assistance for enhancing the learning process inside the classroom. Develop the social structures that will support the students in their use of English. Also, think outside the box. There are many ways you can deliver lessons that will be engaging and interesting and prompt the students to want to speak and deliver more English comprehension. Also, make associations to the students' natural environment. Look to their community and see who's involved and in what aspects, and this will make the teaching English real for them. English grammar is an essential component of the English comprehension and teaching unit. Grammar is the study of the syntactical language patterns. Think of it as the rules for the way the sentences in a language are constructed. For example, in grammar, you will need to know the components of a sentence and the grammar levels, right down from the basic morpheme to whole words, phrases, clauses, and sentences. And it is important to know the difference in each. You will also be teaching word types. As you look at sentences, you will need to describe adjectives, adverbs, nouns, and verbs, and students must understand the differences in each. For example, you may look at the next couple sentences and try to explain to students what these sentences are saying. In the first one, we can see it is in the present tense, and there is a verb, going, and is acting on the subject, I. You may want to tell them I is a pronoun, and you may want to tell them where are they going, to the object or the store. Every sentence ends with a period and begins with a capital. The next sentence is a familiar sentence for English speakers, as it contains every letter in the alphabet. Once again, we have words in here we can describe as adjectives, verbs, nouns, and more nouns. You may have to differentiate to your students the difference between clauses, phrases, and sentences. It is important that they know structure as well as content. As a preposition, for example, could mean in the box or near the school. These are short words, but they're often used in English language. On the desk. These words could also be figurative, which could lead to confusion in students, so it is important to teach them the difference. Being in the box is not the same as being in love, or beyond belief, or beneath contempt. Word relationships are also important, as you have learned and as you will teach your students. Synonyms, words that have the same meaning and may be replaced by one another in most cases. Happy and glad are an example. Antonyms teach opposite meanings as well. Polysemes, words with two or more similar meanings, as we can see with the word bed in bedroom and bed as in riverbed. Homonyms, these are words that are spelled the same. These ones can be particularly confusing, so please do stress the difference in the words. Homophones, these are words that sound the same, but they have different spellings and meanings. Homographs, these words are spelled the same, but sound differently and have different meanings. Please remember that good teaching leads to good memories. It is meaningful for the students and fulfilling, and it approaches them on many different levels and reaches them through multiple intelligences. Be creative. Use a variety of tools to approach your students. If you have limited supplies and limited access to technology, think outside the box. Using the arts or drama is a great way to approach students and their learning process. Think about games and tasks. Challenge them with cooperation. Play music and sing along with the lyrics. If you do have access to technology, go ahead and access websites and interesting graphics that they can use. Create the engaging lesson, and don't forget to use the arts. By using a variety of tools, you will continue to connect and motivate your students. So thank you for listening to this sample module from Creative Culture Labs. For more information, email Chris at creativeculturelabs.com.